Hi, I'm Irvine Mayor Christina Shea. With me today is the president of the Irvine School Board of Education, Betty Carroll, and Dr. Andrew Noymer, associate professor of population health and disease prevention at UCI. Since my last update, we have seen some positive progress as we thoughtfully and carefully prepare to move into the next phase of our state's reopening, as outlined by Governor Gavin Newsom. While the City Council upheld the state of emergency in Irvine and extended emergency measures at our most recent meeting, we have opted to allow for some limited easing of our restrictions. First, based on guidance sent forth by the County of Orange, golf courses in Irvine have now reopened. I'm happy to report that our residents are now able to enjoy a round of golf while continuing to practice social distancing measures. Another source of joy for many was the limited reopening of the Irvine Animal Care Center for appointment-only adoptions. This approach minimizes risks to our staff and to the community, yet allows for adoptions to resume. So if you're interested in providing a loving home for a pet in need, will you please visit our Care Center website? We know that so many have lost their jobs as a result of COVID-19. To that end, the City Council has formed a subcommittee consisting of myself and Councilmember Farah Khan. We will be creating a workforce policy that assures local jobs are offered to our local workers and to our veterans. We are all anxious for our businesses to reopen so that our city's economy can continue to thrive. If you own a business and are in the need of resources, please visit the Greater Irvine Chamber of Commerce website. To facilitate that all-important return to work, the Council and I have directed staff to explore partnering with a local certified lab. We will be establishing a drive-through COVID-19 testing program for the Irvine community. We understand that ample and accurate testing is the key to reopening our city. Today, we received good news from Governor Gavin Newsom that the state will begin to reopen as early as this Friday, May 8th. Some businesses included in the state's Stage 2 of reopening will be allowed to resume operations, which includes bookstores, clothing stores, toy stores, florists, and other businesses. Associated manufacturers that support these retail supply chains will also be allowed to resume production. This step does not include office buildings, dine-in restaurants, or shopping malls. Those facilities will be opened in Stage 3 of the governor's order. The City Council and I will continue to monitor the situation at the state level and will further discuss our local ordinances during our next City Council meeting on May 12th. Now I have the privilege to introduce the president of the Irvine Board of Education, Betty Carroll. Betty?
Hi, I'm Betty Carroll, president of the Irvine Unified School District Board of Education. I'm pleased to be here today to provide an update to the Irvine community about our school district. As you are aware, due to the COVID-19 health crisis, IUSD closed our schools to the public on March 16th. A mere 2 days later, our teachers and staff began implementing emergency distance learning for more than 36,000 students at 40 school sites. I cannot overstate the breadth of this major change in such a short period of time. Our talented and dedicated teachers, our administrators, and of course, IUSD executive staff led by Superintendent Terry Walker are fully engaged in maintaining district operations and providing continuity of learning for our students. The long-term strategic investments our board has made in recent years has enabled us to hit the ground running during these extraordinary times. This includes funding for staff, professional development, infrastructure, as well as tech devices, facilities, and mental health and wellness. This has resulted in IUSD being able to quickly pivot to meet the challenges of this pandemic. It hasn't been easy, but we are making good progress. Emergency distance learning will continue through the end of this school year, which concludes on June 5th. District staff is working with our principals on plans for high school graduations and the conclusion of the school year. I should also mention, this week is Teacher Appreciation Week. I'd also like to extend a special thank you to our teachers who are on the front lines, providing teaching and learning for our students each school day. Also, I would like to update you on our free grab-and-go meals for our students. Since March 16th, IUSD has provided over 200,000 free grab-and-go meals to any student who wants or needs them. In addition, we have partnered with Families Forward to connect school families in need of long-term food and other assistance. For our families in need of technology, Chromebooks are available for students who do not have access to devices at home. To date, IUSD has distributed more than 6,000 Chromebooks to our students for distance learning. If you need a Chromebook for your student, please let us know immediately. We will get one to you right away. We understand the impact this extraordinary situation is having on our students and families. IUSD would like to thank our students and families from the bottom of our hearts for their grace, their understanding, partnership, and strong support. We encourage everyone to visit our IUSD website regularly for updates, resources, mental health and wellness information, and detailed frequently asked questions. Please reach out to us if there is anything the IUSD team can do to better serve you. We look forward to this crisis coming to an end and welcoming our students back to school when it is safe. We will continue to closely monitor the situation and provide updates to our community as we have them. Thank you, and stay safe.
Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Noymer. I'm an associate professor of public health at the University of California, Irvine, and I'd like to thank the city of Irvine for giving me the opportunity to share with you some reflections I have on the COVID-19 crisis that we're all facing today. Orange County has bent the curve, and we should all be thankful for the small sacrifices that we have all made to make a major public health impact here in Orange County and in the state of California, and indeed nationwide. We're doing really well here in Orange County. We are below average for the state and well below average for the nation, both in incidence and in mortality from SARS-CoV-2, or the COVID-19, as it is also known. Most importantly, the hospitals in Orange County have not been overwhelmed, as has happened in some other places in the world. So we can continue to provide a high standard of care for people who do get COVID-19. My expertise in public health is in the epidemiology of infectious disease and of pandemics. And I can say the next step is that we're all going to take is a slow reopening of the economy, because the word epidemiology comes from the ancient Greek upon people, and it's important to remember that this epidemic is not just about the virus, but it's also about the demos, the demic, the people, and that's all of us. And we need to get back to work, but we need to do so slowly and smartly, and that means doing so in steps that are spaced 10 days apart or more. 10 days is important because that's the serial interval of the infection, which means that it will take 10 days before we can ascertain if some previous step is resulting in an increase in cases, in which case we would unfortunately need to reassess. A second wave cannot be ruled out. I study historical pandemics, and in 1918, there were actually 3 waves of the flu pandemic in that year. And so we need to be constantly vigilant and keeping up testing and monitoring surveillance for the infection. But as I said, we cannot lock down forever, and we will not lock down forever. And I do believe that some people can do outdoor recreation safely. We have to start somewhere in this slow and careful reopening, and outdoor recreation is a great place to start. There are trade-offs. We have to be careful. We have to avoid a second wave, and we have to maintain hospitals keeping their head above water. But it is possible to do that, and I'm confident that we will do so. Stay safe and be well.
Thank you, Dr. Noymer. I would also like to thank President of the Irvine Board of Education, Betty Carroll, for joining us today. Before we end, I want to wish all of the mothers a very happy Mother's Day. I hope you find a new and meaningful way to celebrate with your families. Now more than ever, we appreciate our special mothers and our grandmothers that have blessed our lives. Take care, stay safe and healthy, and I hope to bring further good news to you soon. I'm Mayor Christina Shea. Thank you so very much for watching.